Hey, hi everybody. Happy Sunday. Great to see everybody. And how is everyone doing? Thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning, afternoon. Uh, it might be Monday somewhere, but so glad that you all are here. And this is my very first solo AMA. So bear with me here. I'll do my best. I don't have my main squeezes today. um, my husband's gone, and we'll have Apollo in the other room, and Steve-O, Chad, and Julie will hopefully be in the chat. Oh, yay! I see lots of great people who I love. We got Juliana, the science theologist. Am I saying that right? And Juliana has a new channel, so everybody check that out. I am super excited. She is, I always say she's the brains and the beauty of our, and everything else, the technical person of our never in, our four notorious, nefarious, nasty, nutty, never in group. And we got Clearwater Chad. Hello. And number 5 in letter A. Hey, hey. And number 5 in letter A, and Terry Ray. She's doing fantastic. Awesome. Hey, Joe. Hey. Great stream yesterday. We gotta definitely have you on again. And I'd love to. We're talking about collaborating with some mutual back and forth interviews. So that'll be awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Kelly Copter. Hey, doll. You've been busy. You are amazing. If anyone hasn't heard her singing voice, go to Kelly Copter's channel. Check out her shorts. Oh, her singing voice just gives me chills. She's amazing. Paula, hey, Paula Puffer. Tatiana. Sunday morning on Vancouver Island. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Beautiful. Free Xenu Project. Hello. This is so exciting. All right, I'm just going down. So happy to see everybody. Can everyone hear me okay? Just let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. And I think you can see me because I can see me, unfortunately. Although I do have my man-eater mascara on today that my daughter bought me. So definitely needed that. Oh, I got a 1. Yay. And everyone's saying 1, so that is good. All right. So, hi everybody. I just thought I would do a I still got free Xenu project. I thought I would just do a little AMA. I don't have any particular agenda, although my channel is called Coffee, Cults, and Crafts. So I got my coffee with Denver Stevo has some new merch out. He's got an OSA collection. He has a Xenu. Is it Xenu is my homeboy? Can't remember what the Xenu collection was, but this says OSA with a little poo emoji and smells like poo. So OSA, if you're out there, every time you see your name, just think about coming on out and being with us. Because, we're goofy, but we're pretty fun. And you can do whatever you want. So I got my coffee. We can talk about cults. And I got my crafts and my crochet hook. Oh, that's another C word. Crochet hook. C word. Yeah, I couldn't find my usual studious looking glasses. So I got these dollar store cheaters today. So, yes. Hi, Osa. Call the Aftermath Foundation. We won't tell Dave. No, we won't. We won't tell Dave. Come on, Osa. It's pretty relaxing out here. That's right. Hey, Miss Kim. Miss Kim has her coffee too. Awesome. And I'm sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so it is, it's 5 o'clock in the UK. So, if anyone, has any other drinks, well, you know what I always say? Why not? Why not? So, I'm gonna try to multitask a little bit. I'm not really good at it, but I thought I would, still look in the chat and pull things up, but I wanted to do a little bit of a recap of some things that are going on. As many of you know, I was on vacation last week. Of course, I couldn't stay away. I did do the after party with the Never Ends, and we had Mark Fisher and Alex on, which was a lot of fun. And I had a backdrop that people thought was a green screen, but I had my husband Duncan run up the stairs that his brother had built, and then Duncan had helped him redo the house, the lake house. So it's not ours; it's in the family. So we're just really fortunate to be able to use it. Okay. Um, Juliana, absolutely. If you want to, that would be great. Juliana is offering to do her magic behind the scenes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be awesome. If you want to. Fantastic. So, oh, we got Terry Ray, we have a $1.25 tree. I think, you know what? I think it did go up to $1.25 in my dollar store too. But it's called like I think it's called a Dollar Tree or dollar something. But yeah, it went up. So it's not really a dollar store. Uh, Joe DiSeppo, hey, some serious woodworking skills on display in that place. Yeah. Yeah. The guys, that's what they do for a living. Well, they're semi retired now, but they can't stay away. They're always finding some project to do, no matter whether they're on vacation or not. So, oh, Joe's having hot chocolate. Hot chocolate sounds good. I'm a little hoarse today. Been doing a lot of talking lately. So, Julie's on her phone. Okay, no problem. No problem. Is it? I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Dorte. Hello from Copenhagen. Hello. I love it when we just see people from all over the world. And I thought this was a good time because I I really am a firm believer in this whole SPTV thing is primarily for the survivors of Scientology and the creators that are popping up that Aaron is, hey Julie, that Aaron is having on his channel to tell their stories. I really want to defer to them. So I think, probably it just seems like between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time seems to be the time that many of them come on. So I want to work around that. And I know that many of the Never Ends, and probably all the Never Ends feel the same way, that this is their network. We're here to support them. So I like to just consider them. So, and I don't sleep a lot. I kinda get sleep when I can. I sleep when the puppy I don't have an actual baby, but I sleep when the puppy sleeps. Hey, Joel, good to see you. Hey, Poet. This is so much fun already. Oh, you guys are all gonna make me cry. I'm, like, so excited that you're all here. There's just so many, familiar names and people that I love. This is great. I just love this community, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really am so glad that, we found each other on on the internet, and this is just awesome. So if anyone has any questions, I've got, we can talk about coffee, we can talk about tea, we can talk about wine, we can talk about anything to drink. Oh, I have my water. Now that is it V that's here? I have a volcano and a and then we got some other stuff going on, but I won't talk about that right now. Mm, staying hydrated with to counterbalance the coffee, I got my water, and I got my crafts over here. So anybody wants to talk crafts, I hate to subject the guys to that when when poor Steve-O and Chad are on, because I know Julie crochet, she does everything. She draws, she crochets, she does all kinds of amazing things. She makes wreaths. I mean, yeah, we could talk crafts all day long. So yeah, we've got a lot of things going on in the SPTV cultosphere. And one thing I really wanted to mention is, and we mentioned it yesterday, and it'll be mentioned until it's, you know, resolved, is I got this, can you see it? This is my mouse pad that I'm looking at all the time. Save Bob Ferris. It's Liz Ferris's, is that is that right? Liz Ferris's? I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. Liz Ferris's father that she thought had been deceased for anywhere from, I think, 17 to 20 years, and she found out very recently that he's not, and he is most likely at cold base and not being treated very well, from what they can tell, and we want to just create awareness and also help Liz with, if anybody that can help Liz with legal expenses and things that she needs to fight this fight. And Vanessa of Great Degraded Daughters of Dianetics and Nora, I was that Nora Explorer. Oh no, Nora is helping her as well, and they will be on later. If you're here, you want to let me know what time that they are doing a stream. I think it's 2 o'clock Eastern. So you can tune into that. And if anybody can help out with that, that would be awesome, because we want to see hey, darling, we want to see the captives be set free, and not only physically, but mentally and spiritually and emotionally. And there's so many people that are still out, but they're hurting, and there's people that are in that they're really hurting, really being abused. So we want to help support and help stop that. So we will definitely be celebrating. I almost said rejoicing, because rejoicing is a word from my past. Nothing wrong with it. Rejoicing is a good word, but we were talking about words yesterday in language, and there are some things that I still use that I correct myself, not because it's a bad word, but because it has different connotations. In 2 hours, okay, well, I'll definitely be done by then. My voice, I'll be sounding like a frog by then. So yeah, that's nice. So, I got my daughter is messaging me about the man eater mascara, that she's like, "Did you try it yet? Did you try it?" Oh, yes, I did. See, I did. I don't know if it helps any, but um oh, that's right, Terry. Rejoicing is a Sunday word. Okay. Today is Sunday. So we will count our blessings, right? Nothing wrong with blessings either. But yeah, it's funny how some of the words that were used would be used in like a phrase that was kind of like a thought stopping cliche. So it was like, oh, how you doing? And you're all expected to be like, oh, I'm great, praise the Lord. But if you said, "Oh, my bursitis," I don't even know what bursitis is. I probably have it, but that's acting up, or, "Oh, my dog passed away." Well, count your blessings. So, yeah, that's I want to do a stream sometime on toxic positivity, and there's actually a cult that goes with that. So, that's something to put in my queue. So, thank you, Julie. She started some things for me. Uh from a poet. I I bought me a Save Bob Ferris shirt on Friday. Awesome. Awesome. Well, when you get it, wear it on your channel, wear it in the pre-show. If next time you're on the pre-show and it comes in, that would be awesome. Okay. Terry, question, do you ever use a Dollar Tree yarn? It's nice for gloves. I did see some, but it was just not, the same gauge that I use, but I will try that if I can find it again. They only had a few different skeins and they were mismatched. They weren't like the same color. So I guess I could make stripes, but it just seemed pretty soft. So that's good to know. That is good to know. Uh, Miss Kim, awesome. When I go in October, I'm wearing that. My daughter lives exactly between Twin Peaks where Shelly is. Oh wow. And Int Base where he is. I'm going to both. Yeah, absolutely. Wear that shirt. Definitely. From a poet, it'll be a definite day to rejoice when Liz gets her dad back. Absolutely. We will rejoice. We'll take that word back, right? And we'll be celebrating too. We'll be popping wine. It won't be well, just grape juice on my part. It will be wine. Hey Liz, we love you. We love you, Liz. We are with you and anything we can do. Yes. We are all behind you. We're in front of you. We're around you. So sending much love. That's another thing we'll take back, right? ML, much love. Absolutely. Uh, Dorte, Dorte, Mark and Claire will be also be going live in a couple of hours. Okay, so we'll have a full day of SBTV. Nothing wrong with that. Sounds good to me. Integrated Daughters of Dianetics, Vanessa. We cannot wait to see Liz see her father. It will be a happy day for us all. I'm getting the chills. I'm getting choked up. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It will. It will. And, you know, we're all not going to stop until that happens. Number 5 in letter A. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I was just telling I was telling Kelly that that I met this proper British gentleman one time, and he had seen me like just kind of when I woke up in the morning, and I had just kind of gone out to the store or something, and my sweats and all that, and then he saw me at like a party a few months later, and he's like, "You scrub up right nicely." So, thank you. I'm glad I could scrub up a little bit. Boy. Jodas Upho, I had a further thought about the language thing earlier since you mentioned that. Anything that criticized the leadership was ego problems. Yeah, right. I'm sure there's a lot of replacement words, but it's the same concept is you don't question. Usually in my my cult, it wasn't my cult. I didn't start it. It wasn't mine, but I was in it. It was like, oh, the devil's lying to you, or you're in rebellion, or you're in, they called it a fleshly mindset because there was the flesh in the spirit. So the flesh was like your sinful nature because Adam ate the apple that Eve gave him and blah, blah, blah. So you have this like, they call it the old man. There's just so many, um, different labels to things that nobody understands, so I don't really talk about it that much, but, um, yeah, that makes sense. There's just always a thing to shut you down, to, blame it on you. If the leader is out of line, then it's you that's out of line. It's kind of the whistleblower thing. You say there's a problem, you suddenly become the problem, which is just I guess, like gaslighting. It is gaslighting, a form of it anyways. Freezy new project. Hey, I I will love to see you do something on toxic positivity, if I can say it. It's something I've not studied on very much. Love to hear more. Yes, we definitely we'll look into that. I have some thoughts on it, but I'll save it because I really want to gather my thoughts and maybe do a little bit of research as well to see what some experts may say about it. and also my own experiences and a lot of people I know. So, Terry Ray, toxic positivity word for me is blessed. Yeah. It's used to mean my life is better than your. Oh, yeah. I'm so blessed. Blessed can be used in a lot of things like, oh, bless your little heart, right? Yeah, it can be sort of like a pity thing. It can be, I just think of, I'm going off target here, but I don't know if any of you, well, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this. In the 80s, there was a big evan- televangelist like just boom. And there was a whole Christian network called PTL, which was called Praise the Lord. And I'm sure many of you probably have seen some clips of it. It was Jim and Tammy Baker. Tammy had, long eyelashes, probably 2 inches long, and she had a whole network. So she would get up and sing, and she wasn't the best singer, I don't think. Not that I am either. But there was this song she would just go, we're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed, we are blessed. With glory and power and strength, we are blessed. And she'd just keep going, we're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough blessings. So I don't know how I got off on that, but there we go, on that tangent. So yeah, I hear you. Sorry I said it so many times, Terry, if it's a trigger word. Sorry about that. Love you too. Yeah, we love you, Liz. Yeah, don't make me cry again. No, my heart goes out to you, and I'm glad that we can give you even a little bit of support and love. And there's so many other people. I know that you'll pay it forward, and everyone will pay it forward to help others too. Um, Question: have you ever tried alpaca wool? Um, I I felt it. I've almost bought it. There was a llama alpaca farm not too far from me, and I did have some, I think, but I don't I don't tend, it's funny living in Vermont, you'd think I'd just be making tons of, like, scarves and gloves and blankets and stuff. I got really into the amigurumi thing, the little plush toys a couple years ago, and I haven't really made any blankets or anything soft, but next time I get a chance, I will do that. I'll check that out. It'll always be fun to make it. Like, not that I couldn't take care of an alpaca. I can barely take care of a puppy, and we're getting another one. So, yeah, that'll be an adventure. Helicopter, you're beautiful. No, you're beautiful. And you have a beautiful voice, and you have beautiful talents, and you did a beautiful job on the Serge. I'm gonna mess up his last name. Obolinski documentary. Still, still in awe, in awe of that amazing job. And this isn't toxic positivity because I'm actually like I'm serious about all this love bombing in a good way, because I really do feel it. I really am just so happy to be here. Just grateful to be alive. Cat Andy, question: can you share your thoughts on the new Aftermath documentary about Surge? Sure. As soon as I saw the just I would say torture that he went through. Some of the thoughts I had was, the obvious was the fact that he was homeless right in front of Scientology buildings, and people would just step over him and ignore him, labeled him no hands man. I mean, that was just the most terrible thing. But also just when he was in Scientology and what 12, 14 years old, being made to wash dishes and swab the decks and going into the the jail's jail, into the gulag's gulag. I'm not even going to call it the RPF. It's like, what did he possibly do at 12, 14, 16 years old to deserve that? And when you hear it, when I hear something like that, I try to picture what the conditions really would be like. What would it actually feel like, being thrown there and not having your parents, being, the sweat dripping off you, just having people just bark orders at you all the time, being alone and feeling like you deserve it, and almost like I would think having to disassociate yourself because you're doing something that is this, grind, this terrible busy work. I mean, very small example of that was when I was in the cult. I was made to wash toilets with my bare hands, with no gloves, always, having to dip my bare hands in this solution that was super hot water with ammonia, like ammonia to the point where it's burning your nose, and just having to wash, like, walls and baseboards and doorknobs and everything, and it was always cleanliness is next to godliness, and I don't even think that's in the Bible, but just being, forced to be, a worker, not even having your own thoughts either, because after a while, your thoughts are being taken over. Like, think about it, when you're in the RPF, you're doing all this busy work, but then you have what? 4 or 5 hours a day of all the indoctrination as well. So it just breaks you down. And I've had, small tastes of that myself. So my heart just goes out to him. And I have a flea story as well. I won't tell it right now, but maybe a little bit later. But I'm allergic to fleas, and I had a flea story that was pretty awful for while I was in the cult. And that was one of the things that made me fall in love with Duncan because he saved me from the fleas. So yeah, I could relate in a lot of ways. But um, my biggest thought is that these stories are being shared, and they need to be shared. They need to be picked up by um, mainstream media and getting the word out. And we need to spread the outrage, honestly, because this isn't okay. It's not okay in this day and age in America and wherever in the world. It's 2023. Hello. So, and the tax exempt status needs to be pulled as well. So yeah, that was that. Presena Project comment. I think that is what got my first attention to COS when I was younger. Someone who was ex Scientology said something, and I stopped her and said, "Stop. Words have meanings, and that word means. Words have meanings, and that word means." Yeah. It's so strange how cults will twist the words, and to stop and think what words actually mean. Yeah, it's absolutely true. I'm just gonna take a sip of water. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a little hoarse. All right, Dorte. I hope I'm saying it right. Marilyn, one. What made you begin to crochet the costumes for the Mike Rinder bobbleheads? And two, when did you begin to crochet? Alright, so I'll take number 2 first. I was about 10 years old. I was in, a foster home in which I was adopted into, and my adopted mom, we lived on it was called Florida Mountain. It was a mountain, but it wasn't in Florida. It was in Western Massachusetts, very close to where I live now, and there wasn't a lot to do. We did a lot of handicrafts and, I still do. So, she taught me how. She was left-handed, and so I would sit, across from her and mirror her, and I learned to, crochet, and I, taught myself how to do some different, techniques, but as I got older, teenagers, when I was maybe probably 16, 17, I ended up running away. Is another whole story. But I stopped crocheting for a while, and then when I was about 19 or 20, I came back to, this area. I had taken off to Cape Cod and Plymouth and places like that, and just went a little wild for a while, and then when I came back, I ended up, joining a cult. I lived there, and I'll say allowed to crochet while we listened to these tapes at night, and there were a lot of Hellfire and Brimstone, really intense tapes, and I would crochet mostly, utilitarian things like blankets and, sweaters. I got really into cotton crochet. I don't crochet with cotton as much anymore because, it's not as forgiving as acrylic and wool and things like that. It doesn't stretch as much. So, but back then I would do a lot of cotton, and when I had my babies, I did layettes, which was the whole set with the booties and the bonnets and stuff. And then, as my kids were getting older, we when we got out of the cult, I got into, just working a lot. So I picked it up and down, but the last few years, I got into doing the amigurumi, and I would do stuffed animals. I have 'em I have a few of them somewhere. But how I got into the Xenu outfits was I started, watching Mark and Claire, well, Aaron and the whole SPTV before it was called SPTV. And I've been, kind of in that realm for a few years now, ever since the aftermath started. And actually, my whole story about that is on Kelly Copter's channel, plug her channel. Uh, I did a interview with her. It was my very first interview. It was her first interview. You would never know it because she did an amazing job. But uh, she did an interview with me called Cults to Crochet. So I kind of tell the story a little more in that. But there was a little contest, and I had bought a Mike Rinder bobblehead to support the Aftermath Foundation, which I believe very, very passionately in. And I made a little outfit, and for the bobblehead with the Xenu mask, I've got him here too. And I sent in the picture, and Mark loved it. He asked for one, so I just started making them, and it just took off. And then I've done things like Theta Potatoes and different outfits like the Duke of Chug. Poet, our very own poet, promo poet, asked me to do a Jedi costume, and I did that for him. So that's how I that's how this whole crazy thing happened. And then here I am with a channel. Pretty funny. So, Joe, uh, say there's a problem and you become the problem. I love the way you put that. Perfectly described. Yeah, I think I got that from somewhere, but it's something that always stuck in my mind because yeah, it's like you point something out and all of a sudden all eyes are on you because you're stepping out of line, out of the group think, you know. It's just awful. Bless your heart is also offensive. Yes, that's kind of the point I was making about the misuse of words. Um, can't say I haven't used it. Not really to a person, but kind of maybe under my breath a little bit. Just because I like to like chuckle to myself sometimes. I have really my sense of humor can be really weird and maybe a little dark at times. Yeah, from a poet. You gotta put the little in there to make it really sting. Oh boy. Yeah. It's great daughter's Agnes. I have a lot to say about toxic positivity too. Well, okay. I feel a stream coming on then. Let's do it. And I know Duncan wants to do something with you on the chemicals in the brain too, and how that works. How cults will use those tactics against you. You know the the way your brain reacts to things. But toxic positivity, yes, awesome. Let's do it. Vanessa, it goes with don't look at anything critical. Don't look at anything critical. Right. The and is it and theta? Yeah. Yeah. Well, the information control. Yep. I know. It's awful. Selena, I'm gonna miss K Mauer? Is it K Mauer? Hello, Marilyn. You're a beautiful human. Oh, thank you. You all are too. Thank you for being here. Miss Kim, I have that problem with fleas too. Yeah. um, yes, I am getting a little hoarse. Not an actual horse. I don't think I could take care of a horse. There's a lot of horses around me, but mm, all right. Okay. I'll tell you the flea story. I think I've told the flea story on one of the streams, but so when we were in the commune slash cult, There was a it was a big, beautiful old inn with many bedrooms, and, there was about a dozen of us, there's 12, like 12 disciples, and we lived there, communally, and again, I don't wanna tell the whole story. You can find it on Kelly's channel. But someday, I probably will do a video of, my story and just highlight some other things, maybe the flea story with it. But, yeah, there was a woman, an older woman who had lived with us for a little while. She had a little poodle, and, that poodle and I mean, I always loved dogs, but that poodle and I did not get along, and for some reason, I always tried her name was Hannah, and I always tried to, like, warm up to her and get her to warm up to me, but she would always nip at my heels, and her owner, would say, "It's because you walk too fast," because that's why she would nip at my heels. So, I just gave up after a while. I was really sad that Hannah didn't like me. But then, Hannah moved, to Canada with her owner, and, there was a room that I loved in the inn that I usually would like, when we were always moving around, it was like a way to kinda keep you off kilter, right? So you get moved into different rooms, and it seemed like when Marlene was my cult leader. I say her name, I don't say the names of anybody else there, but Marlene, when she liked me, she would all of a sudden be like, "Oh, you're moving into, the sunny room." There was a room on the south side that I loved, and it was just bright and pretty, and all my stuff, like, just looked good in there, and you could look out to the mountains, and you could see this pond. It was beautiful. So, I probably, was back in that room for maybe a month or 2, and then when Hannah and her owner moved out, I was moving in her room, which was on the north side in the far corner. It was a small room that was very dark, and, I moved in there. It was infested with fleas. I was covered, and here I had to go to work. I was, like, covered in welts, and I would even find them, like, squish them and kill them. It was just awful, awful, awful. And, I told we call them the ladies, Marlene and her 2, bots that would help her enforce rules, and they looked at me like it was my imagination, and I showed them the welts, and they were like, well, it's kinda like the being pulled in, like, "Oh, well, I think the devil's lying to you." I'm like, "Oh, look, you've got these, like, bites all over me." And they just kinda shook their head like I had done something to deserve, being, like, eaten by fleas. So, Duncan just quietly we were good friends then, we weren't allowed to date, years later, we ended up courting. So, if you've watched anything about the Duggars, you know a little bit about courting. So he just quietly drove to the store, got a flea bomb, and without asking permission or anything from Marlene, he put the flea bomb in the room and got rid of the fleas, and they were gone forever. So, yes. So that was like, the beginning of I like this guy. He's amazing. So yeah, so that's the problem with fleas. Hey, witness, great to see you. I'm just checking to see how far behind I am in the chat. Speaking of witness, right? Vanessa, thank you for bearing witness to our pain, and everyone who is here. Yes, I think that we all can relate to your stories in some way or another, and we're all humans, and with compassion, and those are things that cults take away from you, your ability to have empathy and compassion, and to be able to support and come around each other and help each other. It's just something that's in human nature, that is always, trying to be beaten down by cults. So, you were advocating for us, you don't have to, and we cherish you. We cherish this community, and I cherish you, Vanessa, and all you, uh, ex-Scientologists and second gens. I mean, you are all very valuable, and you're helping each other, and you're helping us. We all We all help each other. And you're here supporting me. I'm like, oh my God. I'm just totally fangirling. Like, I'm so happy that you're all here. I really, really appreciate it. Terry, I'm making an amigurumi today. It's a Star Wars thing and tiny. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. I totally want to see it. Yes, yes. Definitely show us. I know that not everybody has Facebook, but if you do and you haven't joined Coffee Cults and Crafts group, we put up pictures of things we do. It's a really great community. We try to keep it positive as much as possible, not toxically positive. We do talk about some intense things. People can share their stories. The moderators and I are very diligent and vigilant about who we let in, as far as if someone seems to be, a bot or somebody that would be antagonistic. We don't allow them in, and we don't allow them to stay if they are. So I'll post it on Triple C. Yes, that's a Facebook group. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Terry. That's awesome. Joel McCoyne, I have watched the Surge video 4 times. Oh, I hope you had a lot of Kleenex. It is powerful. I think it is also a message for all of us to look around. There are people who need love and kindness around us all. We can all make a difference. Absolutely. I can't add to that. I can't say that any better. Joe DeSeppo, I think a lot of people who have been through tough times develop dark humor or humor in your case. Yeah, very common amongst paramedics, etc. Yeah, because you're exposed to a lot. Um, yeah, sometimes it does help to kind of deal with it. And sometimes I think with me, it was like my personality and my own thoughts, my individuality had been stuffed down for so long. It's almost like learning a new language. Like you come out in the real world and all of a sudden, like, you almost don't even know like what's appropriate. You just like try things out at people and it might fall flat, you know, like even using the the biblical language, I'm like, okay, people are not gonna understand this. So I gotta tone it down a little bit, you know. But yeah, that's why I chuckle to myself a lot because I don't know if it's appropriate. Oh, thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. And that's sweet of you. You're super sweet. Oh, who banned Chad by accident? Oh, did you do that? Oh no. Did Julie do that or did I? Did we ban Chad? Oh, can we bring him back in? Oh boy. Yeah, Chad is like he's like the godfather, you know? He's like he's like the main man, you know? We're gonna get a video done about us. We're like, this is Clearwater Chad. I'm not too happy here. Or Griff Calzone. I'll be like eating a calzone. Like, yeah, those crochet ladies, we're brutal, aren't we? We are brutal. Oh, you fixed Chad. Okay, good. Okay, they're talking about I'm not putting that up. The Chad father. I love it. He is. He just kind of like sits there in the background. Yay, you're back. Yeah, you're back, Chad. So glad. Oh, okay. Selena Kai. Okay. The Kai is pronounced like sky by try, lie, fly, and why. Okay. I will try to remember that. Number 5 in letter A, hashtag save Bob Ferris. Yes, we will definitely post that hashtag everywhere. Terry Ray. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you posting this. If you have a little extra money, consider donating to Liz's fund to help her get to her dad. And I'm glad it was short enough to post in the chat. I was worried about the length of the link. So thank you. That's awesome. Joe, cult leaders deserve to be named and shamed if former members feel comfortable doing so. It took me 15 years to utter her name, But, I mean, as far as, publicly, but yes, her name's Marlene, and, her last name's Sweeney. So, yep, it was empowering. I was afraid for many years to do this, to even talk about it, but it's helped. I hope it's helped somebody else, but I think it definitely has helped me. Yep. Selena Keimauer, got it. The fundraiser is at 1,335 now. It's getting there. Yay. That's for Liz to get to her dad. That's amazing. Just so many. I don't know what the current tally is on the Aftermath fundraiser, but last I looked, it was over 15,000, I thought. I'm sure somebody in the chat will know. Sorry, I need another drink. All right. Miss Kim, I took in some infested kittens. I have scars on my ankles from them. It took some work to get rid of them. Yeah, they are nasty. Yeah, so I could relate. I could relate to that part of the story. Couldn't relate to a lot of the other parts, but boy, um, I if am even thinking about feeling sorry for myself, I will I will think about Serge and all that he's gone through. And another huge impression that he made on me was the positivity, the stick to itiveness, the just the fact that he is just such a lovely, amazing person with his smile and his drive to better himself, just all against all the odds. So, Joe DeSeppo, you do a great job of keeping the trolls and haters out of that group. Yeah, we really try. It's a little harder on YouTube, but the fact that the Facebook group is a private group, so I reserve the right to not allow people that are going to be troublesome to others. I believe in free speech, absolutely. I will fight for free speech. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. The power blinked out all of a sudden. Can you hear me okay? So I had to reboot, everything because my internet went out because the lights blinked. So, that's what happens when you live in the holler. You get these, like, random, blackouts, or somebody might I don't know, a tree might have fallen or something, but thank you so much, Julie, for, saving my skin here. If I didn't have you, it probably would have just ended. So, audio and video are fine. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your patience. That was wild. That was just wild. So, yeah, I was running around. I was like, "What's going on?" So, um, yeah, I don't know where I was probably talking to you guys for a while before I realized it was gone. Oh, boy. Um, okay, where was I? Um, did AA Ron pick her camera? Tell me it's not. No, that is plugged into my computer. That is, right in there. It's just a little it's a Nexa Pro. Um, I'll be honest with you guys, okay? This is, confessions, coffee, cults, crochet, crafts, and confessions, okay? Um, I I got a cheap camera, and, I've had a couple people say, "Well, the resolution isn't as good as, um, most of the people that have channels," but I don't mind that so much because I do have scars on my face. They're not I'm very fortunate, blessed, all that, that they're not, super pronounced, but they are there. People that know me best, that, video chat, you see them. So, I don't mind that it's not up close and personal. So, yeah, so it's a Nexa Pro. It was probably, I don't know, maybe 35, $50, but I did invest in the AA Ron, and I have a confession about this too. The other night, it was, Monday, when we moved all the equipment up to New Hampshire and then back down. My I realized later on in listening to a little bit of the replay that this mic wasn't working the whole time. We had all this stuff. Duncan had, like, bungee cords and duct tape and making it onto a tripod, and turns out that the Next Pro camera actually was that microphone was on instead of this. So yeah. So, I think I got that fixed. We're working on everything. So, let's go to start. Serge Obolensky needs the love. Yeah, and he definitely has it. He definitely deserves it. And I think it was Terry Ray, our one of our amazing moderators. She had a great idea last night that he might get inundated, but she thought of sending him a T-shirt with the location from each person that wants to send him a T-shirt. And I would send him a Vermont T-shirt. I think that would be great if we knew his size and an address. Maybe we can inundate Claire and Mark with T-shirts for him. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Terry Ray, I finally used my wrench for good. You've been using your wrench for good, so I don't know what exactly you're talking about, but thank you, Terry. We do appreciate all the moderators. Um, Number 5, letter A. Goldie, of course. Hopefully, Goldie's having a nice, relaxing Sunday because I'm sure she'll be put to work later. Free Yes. Free my homeboy Chad. Poor Chad. Survivors supporting survivors. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. Tip 45. We have learned we can do things in numbers. Neverins want to help X COS have more numbers and more power. That's right. There's power in numbers. Friends and family. Mhm. Do believe there's power in numbers. We're not going to let anyone have to stand alone. And I just want to put out hashtag Team Mike too. Let's uh let's all put a heart in the chat for Mike. Can we do that? I don't know if I can do that. I can do it on my phone. But we love Mike. We want him to get well and um any negativity that's out there against him, we're just gonna squash that because that's just not cool. We love Mike. So thanks, guys. Yes. Yes. Hashtag Team Mike. This is awesome. Okay. Cat Andy, question: are there other survivors of your cult that could be interviewed by you? Um, there there are a few that I've talked to over the years, and it's tough because like I said, like myself, it took me 15 years to speak out. The indoctrination was so strong. We were a really small group as well. I have had a lot of conversations with survivors. We've kind of scattered. I mean, I was the only one that really stayed in the area, but I've had a lot of conversations with several of the survivors, and of course, we've compared notes. There was different levels of abuse, different levels of involvement. Duncan and I were there pretty much in the earlier years, and up until and through the time when it got really bad. Some people came and went and only stayed a few years. I was 6.5 or 5.5, almost 6 years in the actual commune, and then 10 years just a few miles away, raising my kids, but also being super involved. So I would definitely be open to that if any of them did want to come forward and tell their story someday. Absolutely. I will say this too as well, is that just because you go through a very similar situation as someone, um, it does give you a sense of camaraderie and closeness, but we're all individuals and we all handle things differently. We don't always agree. Um, just because someone went through the same cult as me doesn't mean that I say coochie coo, doesn't mean that we're like besties because Duncan always says that just because something bad happens to someone doesn't automatically mean that they're a really good person, because people are people. I think there's good and bad in everyone. So I don't get along with everyone that escaped my cult. Some of them I really do. Um, so yeah, so that's just I hope you understand what I'm saying there. But yeah, there are a few that I think we really helped each other to heal, and just having someone say, "Yeah, I hear you, I see you, I believe you, I believe you." Um, the fact that Scientology is just always putting these statements out there, like you saw, anyone who's seen the aftermath. I mean, the things are like, oh, this one's a liar, this one's this. And it was just always attacking the person, but never actually addressing the issues. And um, I, honestly, my daughter has said that at some point she would be willing to come and tell her story. And I brushed on it in my interview with Kelly, how she had demons cast out of her when she was 7, and not just one time either. And she gave me permission to share that bit, but she said that someday she would be willing to talk about it. So that's another possibility that will probably happen at some point. And she's very brave. She is. She's done fantastic. Terry Ray for the win. You get a Flava Flav medal. I love it. I love it. That's great. Um, the Surge fundraiser for the aftermath is at 20,444. Thanks, Terry. That's amazing. 20,000. I think that was like the first goal was 10,000, and then the amazing, like, oh, holy crap, blow your mind goal was 20,000. So even over that. Witness, Surge really is amazing, and I hope we see another doc soon about how amazing Bob Ferris is. Yes. Yeah. Well, um, the first thing would be to get him out, get him probably medical care, and, let him just, relax, enjoy life, heal, and, he's an older man, so, just to have rest, you know? Absolutely. And this is some just to speak to something that Claire mentioned about the aftermath. There's been some like jerks out there has been like, oh, where are all the people that were helped? Well, a lot of people have been helped, but they're not obligated to. No one has a right to to someone else's story. So if they, not everybody is outspoken and or ever will be outspoken, but that's not why we're doing this. We're not doing this so we can, hear everyone's story, although it's great when people are able to share their story. We give them a safe place to do so. But yeah, but that would be amazing. I'm sure there'll be other documentaries out there, and I hope Kelly Copter will produce those as well. Um, we're gonna hopefully see some Emmys and Oscars in her future. She still has a whole career, whole life ahead of her. So, Miss Kim, has anything new happened with Bob Ferris, or is still the same so far? There, I don't know exactly how to answer that question, except that I do know there's at least one or two more parts to the story that Vanessa and Alicia and Liz, I think Nora, are going to tell. So we will look forward to that. Definitely look forward to that. Joel McCoy, 25 years ago, I knew a man who was so negative and sad he died angry and alone. I told myself not to be him. I have worked to be kind and positive as possible. It has helped me to be a better person. Try it. Yes, I totally agree with that. I do. There's something that people say about some who kind of use their trauma or their background as an excuse to call it being entitled. Like you're entitled to mistreat people just because you have an awful background, and I don't think that's not an excuse, and it doesn't help you at all as well, because being bitter and angry and hateful doesn't feel good. So, Kat Andy, question: can you show us what you're currently working on? Yes, I will. So, many of you have seen this before. This is a different batch, but I'm working on more Z News because that seems to be my hottest project. So, sorry about the rustling. I apologize to Mike. I dropped his bobblehead a few weeks ago and his head came off, but it still bobbles. He's still fine. It's just his head comes off. It actually makes it a little bit easier when oh, sorry. It makes it a little bit easier when I'm trying to fit the Xenu outfits on. But I think I'm working on a batch of 7 and I've got 2 done so far. And I've got parts. I don't know if you can see it. These are arms. And I stuffed these like amigurumi, and then I put some wire through. I put wire through the back, and I attached the arms, and then I think I counted either 25 or 27 pieces to this whole operation. Ooh, let me get a hat that's done. So all these little pieces, I keep forgetting that the camera's backwards. All those little pieces I do, and then I um, sew them on with a yarn needle, and you have to weave all the pieces, all the extra. There's 2 strands of yarn, so all the crocheters out there will know how much fun it is to what they call finish off. When you finish off the yarn, you have to weave it in, pull it a little bit, clip it, and then it just kind of retracts and goes into the piece. So inside, it's It's all woven in there, so you can't really see it. Although it's not super pretty in there, but hopefully people won't look in there. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now, and that's how I got started. Watching a lot of SPTV, and if you ever see me in the chat and I just kind of say hi and then maybe pop in a couple times, that's why, because I'm usually busy crocheting. That's my crochet time, because if I chat the whole time, because I can get gabby with the chat, then I'm not crocheting, and then I'm out of time because I got to do other stuff. So, but yeah, if anybody has any crochet questions or anything they want to talk about, any crafts or anything. Okay. Julie's putting these up for me she's starring these, so I I feel like these are self-serving, but thank you guys. Your face is a ray of sunshine. Nothing could change that, because it's the you behind the face that makes it shine. Thank you. Appreciate that. And all y'all just bring it out in me and each other. You know, this is a great space. Freezy new project. Serge is such a good-hearted person. How he stayed that way is a true testament to humanity. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he's not bitter, and he wants to see his family. And I hope he does. I really, really hope. Sorry, I know, a little sip. Mm. Yeah, I've been talking so much. All right, tip 45. T-shirt from every place. Yeah, Terry had that idea. It's an awesome idea. Definitely. Terry Ray, once I get the email back from Claire, I'll set in motion the T-shirt project. Absolutely. That sounds so much fun. We are all human. Couldn't said it better myself. Yep, we are. We are. And we make allowances for each other. There's times when, being human can sometimes cause you to accidentally hurt someone, or, even intentionally sometimes, but uh yeah, we just live and learn. Question, what's your favorite style of music? You knew this was coming from me. Yes. Okay. Mm, it's hard to say. It really is, because I like all types. I won't say all types of music. Like, I can only handle bagpipes for a little while. But um I would say it kind of depends. Like, I love karaoke, so I love to do like disco. I like anything with a beat, but I also I love like folk type music. My boys do classic rock. I like classic rock. I like um I like all music. I really do. I love saxophone. I love I like flute. I know I'm just throwing all these things out, but I really honestly do. I like old, I guess you would call it outlaw country, with bluegrassy roots. Um, I love mandolin. Um, I like, yeah, I like Kentucky bluegrass, and um, yeah, I don't know. I like it all, but bagpipes are probably my least favorite. Yeah, so um, I could throw out some artists, but I'm drawing a blank on some genres, but yeah, I mean, I love you know, Johnny Cash and all that. Yep. So, what's your favorite, Joe? All right. We are going on with updates in an hour. Okay, awesome. I will definitely be done by then, for sure. Yay. So we have some updates on Liz's story. So excited about that. Bonnie Lacombe, hello. When I was 8, my best friend's Baptist church tried to lure me in. They kept telling me my parents were lying to me about Christian stuff and tried to lure me in, and I got mad. Well, good for you. Yeah. Yeah, Baptists can be on a broad, um denomination. There's fundamental Baptists on one end, and then there's like, conservative but not super fundamental. Like the Duggars, they're fundamental Baptists. And then there's more, I think there are 3 Baptist churches in the city that is closest to me, and they run the gamut. There's some that are very more progressive and I won't say secular, but a lot more liberal. Yep. Joe DiCeppo. What was the word that sounds like origami, but I just realized it is a crochet term instead? Yes, it's a Japanese word. I can't remember if it means little animal. It's amigurumi. So it's Amigurumi. So it's amiguru me. Amiguru me. Yeah. And that's a fairly new term that I learned. I mean, it's probably not new, but back in the day, back in the 70s when I learned how to crochet, um, that that was something that we did. My adopted mom used to make little stuffed animals out of crocheted stuffed animals, and I think I've told this story before. It's a little bit funny. Not funny and not. She was making, like, things like monkeys, and she made, like, stuffed hearts with, like, arms and legs and faces, which are really cute, and then we all got into watching the Smurfs, and she started crocheting some Smurfs, which are really, really cute, and then all of a sudden, she found out that the Smurfs had a wizard and it had magic in it, and that was, like, against our religion. So she stopped making the Smurfs and she made them into bluebirds. So I was a little bit sad. And we couldn't watch Smurfs anymore. Yep. So, yeah, so that's amigurumi. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Good to see you here. I always see you in the chat and you always say hi, and I say hi back, but it's funny being here and seeing you say hi. Marilyn, your turn to be love bomb today. You were awesome. Oh, thanks, Joe. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Witness. I really love the search scenes with Mark driving around. It was so cool to see memories coming back. Yeah, he really treated um, Surge and his story with just such care, and it was amazing. I was so glad that watching the after party, the after show of of after the documentary, they were talking about the footage that they had, and they had him telling kind of the same things that he was telling in the car in a setting when, he's wearing a button-down shirt, and it was a interview type thing, and Kelly decided to, when she was editing, to use the car scenes instead. And I thought that was great because it really made it very personal and just raw, and him seeing all the different places and having the memories come back. Definitely. That was just so powerful. So powerful. Witness, I think music can be very healing. Yes, there's, kind of a obscure artist. She has sang with, Dolly Parton a few times. Mindy Smith is her name, and she's kind of a folk type artist, and I got I got a hold of a copy of one of her albums when I was still in the cult, and it was, like, right before I left. It was maybe 6 months to a year before I left, and her name's Mindy Smith, and her songs were just so, deep and just raw. There's one about, it's called A Hurricane, and just about, like, I need a hurricane to come in and clean up this place, and it was just really spoke to me. Her music just really kinda penetrated and, made me think about my own thoughts and my own feelings. Starting to feel my own feelings and think my own thoughts. And there was another one, um I can't remember. I'll have to listen to it again. I used to have all of her lyrics memorized. That is something about, "You can put me 6 feet under, but you can't keep me down." And I was like, all this focus on, going the way of the cross and sacrificing everything and dying to yourself and taking up your cross and following Jesus and all that, it was like almost like making you feel like you just wanted to die, and that I just remember that song giving me my fight back, and watching like the Rocky movies too, just so many things. It was like kind of helped me to dig deep and realize, hey, there's a person in there, and I feel and I want to fight, and I want to live. So a little side note to that, Mindy Smith did a concert a few years ago, and I was able to meet her, and I got to talk to her after. It was a very kind of an intimate setting, and I got to thank her for something she didn't even know. So yes, she did. Mindy Smith did a great version of Jolene, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm not mistaken, Dolly Parton did the harmony, I think. Yes. Now I gotta dig that album out. Oh my god. Yeah, that brings me back. That brings me back, but good, so someone's heard of her. Yeah. I was thrilled to meet her. It was like meeting an idol, it was awesome. Awesome, awesome. Joe Said, bagpipes are among my least favorite. Thank you. I didn't wanna offend anybody. In one of my museum tour series videos, I said, "We don't talk about bagpipes in polite company." Oh, see, I knew I liked you. Thank you. I feel vindicated, vindicated. Dolly was in the video. I haven't seen the video. I only listened to the audio. Okay. That gives me an assignment for later. Nice. Witness, oh, great, Marilyn. That was awesome. You were able to let her know that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was just so cathartic to be able to meet her and to thank her. How can you not love Dolly Parton? Yeah, I haven't met her, but I did meet Mindy. Yeah. Yeah, so great to see you guys. Um, I'm just look I'm looking at people's conversations. Oh, you seem like a Smurf kind of guy. I don't know about that. Oh, we're talking about Smurfs. Yeah. Oh, there. Yeah, he loves the Smurfs. I always wanted to live in that little world. Me too. Me too. I was so sad when I couldn't watch the Smurfs anymore. I was so sad. So, I just wanted to mention the a week that's coming up. So today's Sunday, Sunday Fun Day, and then tomorrow we have the pre-show with Chad and the Chadettes, Chad and the Chadettes, and friends. Poe and Poet will probably stop in. I am gonna try my best. I've got some things to do during the day. I actually have a a booth in a craft store that I've been neglecting because I have so many online orders. So I'm going to take the things out of there because it's the last day of the month. So I got that to do, but I will try to pop into the pre-show. And then we got Aaron's Street at 7 o'clock Eastern, usually 7 to 9. And then at 9 o'clock, we've got the after party. And we've had quite a few amazing guests on our after party in the last few weeks. And we have a few that are coming up in the future. But we're going to take a little break this week from having people on screen with us. But we, I like to say, our special guest tomorrow night will be all of you. So we really want to be mindful of the fact that chat, like we all started in the chat. I started as a lurker and then in the chat, and here I am with a channel. I don't take that for granted. And there are so many never-ends out there, so many ex-Scientologists and people in between, people that were in cults, that are out of cults, that tune in. And we'd like to make sure that we're mindful of engaging the chat as well. So, although we do like having our special guests too. So we're trying to keep a variety and keep it balanced and You can't make everybody happy all the time, but yeah, so tomorrow night is our special guest is you guys. So I hope you'll tune in. Chad father and the chadron. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And Joel, bingo, you got it. Thanks. Yes, thank you, Joel, for your input as well. Definitely value everyone's viewpoint and input. And if you have any suggestions, you could always email me at coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. You can leave suggestions in the comments. I do read all, thank you, Julie. I do read all of the comments. And even if I don't get to reply, I do read them and I usually acknowledge them. So, um, absolutely. If you guys have any more questions or things you want to talk about, I'm here, and I'd like to do this, regularly. From a poet, lurker to chatter to content creator, the natural progression, I guess so. Many of us are. Absolutely. That's funny. That's awesome. Clearwater Chad. Hey, free Chad. Free my homeboy Chad. We love you, Chad. Chad has just been such a great support to all of us and to at least all of us that I'm thinking of right now. He's always just so inclusive and really like a cheerleader. I can't imagine Chad in a cheerleader outfit, but you know what I mean. He's very encouraging and will let anyone dip their toes in the space if you want to try your hands at going live. You can contact Chad and you can be on the pre-show if you'd like. So I think that's wonderful. Yeah. So I'm a Chadette or Chad was a Chadron. One of the Chadrons. Yeah. So he definitely was not letting it go. Like you can have a channel. You should have a channel. You should have. How about that channel? Okay. Well, what about the channel? Yeah, the channel. So and Julie has a channel now too. So um, I don't have the links here, but if any of you amazing mods want to put up links to Julie's channel and Chad's email address and some way to get a hold of him. Chad has spoken. Chad agrees. I'm not sure what that is, but okay. Love you, Chad. So it says I wrote this. I didn't. I could have because I do. Oh, Jay. Okay. Julie said that. Yes. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you, Tatiana. Appreciate that. Chad silently furthers the cause. Yeah, he's the grand Pumbaa. He just kind of licks back and offers, you know, encouragement and input. But I tell you, when you let him go, watch his little videos that he does. They're some are just hilarious with the Clearwater Chad and the Griff calzone and the calzones that he's eating and the he has one with a cannoli and yeah. So he does shine, but he lets other people shine too. So that's what we love about him. Chad liked the stream. Thank you, Chad. Marilyn appreciates that. Marilyn agrees that everyone should like the stream. I appreciate that. Hmm. Kelly Copter, I'm working on a new song for you. All right. Her voice, oh my goodness. She just, is there anything that she can't do? I don't think so. I don't think so. Chad, I know you're right. I know you did it. But I forget what he says after that. uh, let's go to Chattanooga. I like that. Clearwater, Chattanooga. Definitely. Can't wait. Okay, I can't wait either. I can't wait for your next video, and yes. You can't crochet? We can fix that. That's okay. Oh, what can't you do? You can't crochet. Oh, that's the only thing? That's the only thing I can do. That's the only thing. I can drink coffee. Guess I can talk about coffee. I can't even spell crochet. Oh, where's Julie? Julie has a way of saying it and spelling it. Some people put an extra T in it, call it crocheting. So we're like crotchety old ladies that crotchet with our crochet hooks, crocheting, crocheting. There's a video of this like maybe 12 or 13-year-old girl asking her mom to bring her to I forgot one of the crafting, it was Michael's craft store. And she's like, "Why do you want to go to Michael's?" For crocheting. Croch crochet. Yeah. And Terry Ray will attest to this that we have been called happy hookers because we have crochet hooks. We're happy hookers who crochet. Yep. We've been called all kinds of stuff. We've been called Hobby Lobby. I better. All right, I'm covering up the bad words. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby. I think I went once, but Hobby Lobby hose that go to a certain depot. Anyways, yes. Oh, Joel, I must take my leave. Hope you all have a great day. That's okay. We're we're winding down here. This is when I get super silly, so you don't want to see this, and nobody want to see that. May all of your travels be on the sunny side of the road. Have a great day, Joel. Thank you so much. This has been great. Oh, we have our language expert and our music expert. Is there anything Joe can't do? Joe probably crochets, right? And crochet pronounced crochet from the French. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so I do French stuff like crochet and I make amigurumi, which is Japanese. So there. I'm super so it's gotta be that's why I started drinking more coffee because I'm like, I think my blood sugar is a little bit low. Sorry, guys. You can't crochet either. I wonder if I could yeah, I'm not a good teacher. I'm terrible, terrible at teaching crochet. Yes, there is. Like, like crotchety old ladies. Mhm. I'm just looking at all the jokes about the crochet. Oh, boy. Yeah, see, us crochet ladies, we're wild. Right, Terry? Oh, I yes. Joel's and Irish saying, "May the" how does it go? "The wind be at your back." Somebody will know. Joe will probably know. The Irish blessing, uh, is really nice. It's not something like, here in the holler, we say, like, uh what are you born in the barn when you leave the door open? And then when you leave, it's like, don't let the door hit you on the behind on the way out. Just kidding. We never say that. We never say that in the holler. All right, guys. So we are at an hour and a half. And sorry about that little power outage there. You get a sense of what it's like in the holler here. You never know. We do have a generator, but Duncan's not here, and it has like this pull thing. It's like a lawnmower pull thing, and I don't know. I I don't have anybody to drive me to the hospital, so I didn't want to try that. Do not want to try that. I do only crotchets, not crochet. Those are actually quavers. All right, we got to talk about that. Okay, you got to explain that to me. We'll talk. We've got plans. We've got plans. Oh, here you go. Miss Kim, my grandmother was a crochet goddess. Oh, like you said, oh, thank you. I have so many scrap Afghans from when she passed. I tried to learn. I can do every other craft known to man except that. Hmm. I wonder if it's genetic because I I I didn't remember uh, a lot about my mother, um, my biological mother. I do remember her, but I didn't remember a lot about her. And through I think it was 23andMe that one of my cousins had signed up for it and sent me a bunch of articles about my mom. And she crocheted. She used to make, this was back in the 60s and 70s. She used to make those big ponchos. And I somebody gave me a picture of me wearing a pink poncho next to her. And I gotta find that picture. I haven't seen it in years. I hope it's still okay. But yeah, she crocheted and I never knew this either, but recently I saw some newspaper articles that she used to make care packages for people that were had been institutionalized because of mental disabilities. And she would bring them just all kinds of little things to cheer them up. And she would crochet them things. She would bring them jewelry and just little things to brighten their day. And I love that because when you think of like the fact that I ended up starting a nonprofit and I have people that help me make care packages for the elderly and help survivors. So yeah, that just made me really feel really good that that my mom did that kind of stuff too. So it's great to pay those things forward. Witness. Oh, I have all my grandma's crochet stuff, blankets, pot holders. She was awesome. Yeah, I love, doing cotton dishcloths. They're the best. You know, those, kind of flimsy sponges that you end up throwing away because they, like, smell moldy and stuff. Um, I don't have any right at the moment, but I love to crochet with the thick cotton yarn, the dishcloths that have, like, little they call them popcorn stitches. So it's like a scrubby because you have, like, a little balls, crocheted into your dishcloth, and you can throw it right in the washer, and they get nice and soft. They wash up and dry, put them in the dryer. So yes. So, my the nonprofit that I founded, and I have a board of directors, 7 people. It's called Berkshire Helping Hands. It's berkshirehelpinghands.org, and, we've been going for about 4 years. We became a nonprofit during COVID and, official nonprofit, but we had been going for over, a year before that. And in 2018, my sister, who was older than me, had also survived the fire. We didn't grow up together because she was so much older than me, but we got close in our adult years. And unfortunately, she passed away from cancer at age 59. She was almost 60, few weeks before her 60th birthday. And I was able to help care for her and be there with her when she passed. And I held her hand and just told her that I loved her and that I would find a way to somehow make her proud, you know? So about a month later, there was a devastating house fire in the town over from me, and 5 families, lost all their home, their belongings, everything, and I just decided to just start a little Facebook group and collect some, different donations. The community really came around us, and um, the Salvation Army opened up some rooms for us to collect donations. We went through them. We started helping people, and then the Facebook group went from like 12 to now it's over 3,000. So it was just a progression. And then during COVID, we started to help the elderly that were shut into their homes because they couldn't even get out to buy things like toilet paper, paper towel. Those are things that were hard to find. So yeah, so we don't give cash. We get really tiny grants. We have a really small um, budget, but we do gift cards. So if there's a fire and someone loses their belongings and they don't have insurance, a lot of renters don't have insurance, then we give them gift cards to help offset whatever the Red Cross comes in and usually gives them a gift card, and that helps them with a few nights of lodging or like toiletries, things like that. So we, kind of pick up the slack, and we also just network with people. A lot of the work that I do with a nonprofit doesn't even really um, doesn't take any funds. It's all volunteer. We don't really have any overhead. We don't have a building or an office or anything. So it's just all volunteer, and everything goes back out into the community. And I do a lot of connecting with different. I work with a lot of other different nonprofits and government agencies to kind of direct people to the right services. So that in a nutshell. But if you look on our website, you can get more information. So, um, Juliana, hi Daniel, hi anybody I didn't say hello to. I'm disguised as Marilyn in the back. Yeah, she pops up as me. That's right. People are speaking Portuguese. Uh, sorry, I'm trying to. Kayla B, hello all, I caught alive. Hey, I think it's Kayla. Is it Kayla or Kayla? Hey, Kayla, I did get your message and I sent you a link. So thank you for being here. Mm, so somebody said, "Ooh, gross, I hope you got another job." I'm not sure what that was about. I must have missed that. All right. So, um, I wanna get ready to watch the Degraded Daughters of Dianetics. They're going to be on with, I believe, Nora and Liz Ferris. So, oh, no, Nora and Liz Ferris. So, I'm excited about that. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Terry. Just a little reminder at the top of the hour, Degraded Daughters of Dianetics are going live. That's right. All right, everyone. If I can do this again, I think Sunday mornings work well for me usually. So, or Sunday at noon. So we'll try to do this again and think of some questions. We can talk about anything you like. And this coming week, so we have the usual Monday night after party, and don't forget the pre-show before Aaron's stream, and then Monday night and Tuesday. I'm hoping to come out with another toolbox video. I have a little series. If you go to my channel, it's called the Cult Leaders Toolbox, about different tactics that cults use to captivate and hold captive their followers. And I will um, highlight a certain cult leader and a certain cult each time. I would say every week, but I think I've been pretty much doing them every other week because I got some other programming things I like to do in between. And we'll be doing a stream about that cult. I won't give it away yet, and I got a guest for that. So keep an eye out for that on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll be putting that out there. And then we'll see what else comes up. But thank you so much. We will be talking to you all. And if you could like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, that would be wonderful too. So thank you all for being here. And we'll see you soon. All right. Bye, guys. Bye bye.